Everything looks so lonely when you're walking down on the streets and the wind touches your feet, set you flying, crying. Wild night is calling.
Hey, good evening, you guys. Good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects of the like. Thank you for joining in. Welcome all MandelaEffectians. I'm joined tonight by my friend Troy Austin. Hey, Troy, I'm glad you can make it, my friend.
Thank you, Brian. Always good to be here, bub.
All right, so what the topic for tonight, the main one is the Rock saying has changed. What do you guys remember? Be honest.
Yeah, just think about it in your head right now. What does the Rock say? You know, just before he's getting ready to deliver some kind of pounding, he says a very, very well-known phrase. I mean, if you don't follow the WWE, it's been everywhere and it's been parodied so many times, you probably would know what he's saying.
Would you be surprised if you found out it was never, "Can you smell what the Rock is cooking"? It's always been.
And what you're going to find out is so ridiculous. It doesn't even make any sense. If I heard him say it like this, I'd be like, I'd roll my eyes. I'm like, oh, are you serious? Really?
I know, right? This is straight from Saturday Night Live. Can you smell what the Rock is cooking is what it says right here in their title.
Yep.
Now, listen to what he says. It doesn't even say can you. It says if you smell what the Rock is. I'll slow it down even so you guys can hear this. Yeah. So what do you guys think about that one?
I think it's stupid.
I got. Hey, who do I give credit to this one, Troy? You, because we found like 3 people who actually like posted it, but I'm not sure. I guess
you know. I thought Kiera had a hand in it. I'm not too sure if that was Candace or Kiera or one of them. I'm not certain, but whoever did actually come up with this, you know, just leave a comment or a remark, or just email Brian directly so we can give you the appropriate credit.
Exactly. I'd love to give special shout outs, and I'm glad you all could make it tonight.
Yeah, we appreciate all kind of residue so we can, you know, we can pass it by the masses and find out exactly if this resonates with everyone else as well. Because for me, Brian, that he never said that. Come on.
No, if you smell what the Rock is cooking, doesn't even make sense.
And by the way, I also I had sent you over some of the residue that I found just right off the cuff that
yeah, can you see?
I thought was interesting as well. That actually validates our remembrances.
That's right. All these T-shirts, and this is from straight up from WWF or WWE is what it became, you know. But it says right there on the T-shirt, "The Rock, can you smell?"
Yeah.
And there's some like audio residue as well where people are remembering it. Let me play this for you guys.
Can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Hey, it's Waldo.
There's Waldo. I found him. I think Waldo was smoking something right there. I think he's.
Okay, check this kid out. He remembers it too.
Can you smell what the Rock is
cooking?
I love it.
Yeah, that was fun. Good for him.
You sent me this stuff, Troy.
Yeah, I sent you that. I just took some screenshots of some of the T-shirts that they would be putting out that say, "Can you smell what the Rock is cooking?" Because that's what he said. And I put one in there too of some guy that's wearing like the new phrase. You gotta check this out. I thought this was kind of funny. If I've seen somebody wearing this shirt, man, you know, I would have to say something. Like, man, what reality are you from?
What is up with those eyes? That's creepy. Oh man, I'm laughing so
hard. What is that? I think we're off topic here, but what is that? That's kind of odd, huh?
Residue's on Twitter. Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? And
oh my god!
Okay. My neck hurts.
Is that what the Rock does to your eyes after he grounds and pounds you? That's what your face is like.
Working together. Watch this. Look, this is the real Dwayne Johnson quote. Like, watch this. Two legends working together. Nice to see it. From the Rock himself. Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? Talking about Crystal Palace, whatever. But then Dwayne Johnson replies, look, I admire this man because of pride, often foolish. It's hard for us men to open up and talk about their bouts with depression. He's been to the lowest of lows, but rose back up to become the anchor and champion of so many. Yeah, so yada yada. He didn't make a comment like, hey, I didn't say that. You know, he just went with it.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't correct it. And you think with an iconic phrase like that, he'd say, well, you know, you'd actually have something to say, you know, to the contrary. But he didn't say anything to the contrary on that one.
And look, here's another one YouTube video here. Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? Watch this. Oh, my God. Oh,
what is that?
If you smell,
he's having a seizure.
You hear him say "if"? Did you see the like when you make an F sound, the top of the teeth touch the lip? You saw that, right?
Yeah.
So he definitely says "if" now in this reality. So,
yeah.
Oh my goodness! There's what is this? Is that a crock pot? What is this?
That is, yeah, it's one of the. It looks like an Instapot.
Can you smell what the pot is cooking?
Oh, of course. Does that just say it all right there? That's like the new Instapot. Those things are cool.
Simply
I just roasted a turkey in like 5 minutes the other night.
Manji, welcome to the jungle.
Oh my God, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was like such a huge ME for a lot of people, but it is apparently. Look at all of these posts. Can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Well, good. You know, it's refreshing to see that you know, it isn't just a handful of people. It seems to be, you know, I mean, how could you, you know, say it wrong? I mean, this is something that's been said for a long time, and all of a sudden it changed. This had to be recent.
Let's see what everybody in the chat is saying. I'm going to switch over to the chat for just a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
Take in right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I got the chat window up. Hey guys, what is
cool?
Up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, you notice anything different? I got my live back. Oh, man. I'm so glad to see you all again. What's up, Eli? Wake Up News. What's up, you guys? Okay, so Wake Up News says, what is the change? Basically, can you smell what the Rock is cooking versus if you smell what the Rock is cooking, what he says now?
Yeah, what do you remember? What do you remember?
Dolly had braces says his theme song said do you smell what the Rock is cooking? So that's just
do you smell? Okay, that's a new one. So we got a third one in the mix now, huh?
Apparently.
Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
So I'm wondering if he changed up, maybe he didn't like one version and he went to another. I mean, that's a logical explanation.
Right.
We do that all the time, but it just,
or maybe he's got a variety of different phrases through different levels here of timelines, I guess. That's the one I'm kind of thinking, because obviously in my reality it was always, can you smell what the Rock is cooking? But then again, do you know, could definitely work. I would say if is weird. That just sounds so stupid. You know, I would never, you know, if I was like someone that was helping them with some catchphrases, that would have been first off the table. I'd been like, nah, it's dumb. We're not going to use that. You're not going to say that.
Wow. Oh my God. Frank, yo, what's up, Frank? He says, I was a big fan and I can't tell. I got both in my head, both in my mind here. Hold on, who is calling? Let's see.
I have no idea. Someone's chiming in here, huh?
Someone is summoning me.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what is it? Oh,
you get a personal call. You get you're getting the final answer here.
Corey.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's the movie?
Oh man, it was like the best one yet.
All right, you know you're live, right?
I gotta watch the. I gotta this movie too. You know, I'm gonna be checking that out later on. Everyone's been telling me some good stuff about that, so I gotta watch them.
You do not want to miss this Avengers movie.
Hopefully,
much action.
That's a good role, man, because that's my character right there.
You gotta
Nose figured out. Is that Corey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Corey.
Hey, what's going on, Corey, my friend, my brother?
Not too much.
Hey, so we were talking about the Rock and his famous catchphrase. Well, how do you remember it? Blank, smell what the Rock is cooking.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
Oh my god.
Say it one more time.
That's what he says. He goes, you smell what the Rock is cooking.
I can't believe that. That's so crazy.
Says,
Mikey says, hey, I just took my son to see that movie. Wow. Well,
okay, no spoiler alerts, guys.
did anybody dress up? I want to know if anyone dressed up in a costume like me.
Oh, yeah. Do you guys dress up when you go there? Does everyone like get all into their cosplay thing?
See,
I'd be like a fat Spider-Man. Like, yeah, you got to get out of here, bud. You got to go to the gym first for you able to do this. We'll see you in like 8 months. You'll be here for the $1 matinee movies when it's all over and everyone already knows.
What's up, the Taekwondo? Wake up news says it's if you smell. Can you smell is what Mikey says. And
okay. It's all over the board, huh?
Man.
Can you smell? Yep. Can you smell? And we got if you smell. Really? Really? It's what you remember? I remember. Really? Wake up news? You remember if, huh?
Hey, we're not judging anyone.
No, not judging. Not judging here, bub. I mean, I was going to say, man. You remember like Stanley Steamer with the STEE, right? I'm just messing. I'm messing with you, bud. I'm messing with you, but I'm sure that it's a good reality. It's good.
I got a really important one to bring up, Corey, and this is where I need your help, bud, because you're probably the biggest marvel of us all.
Yeah.
I did a double take this morning when I looked at my giant 6-foot-tall carbon cutout of Thor, and I happened to notice his hammer. What do you remember about the top of the hammer? Was it what did it look like to you? Tell me.
Well, like from the movies, in the comics, there's always a round oval shape on the top of it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's like it went backward in time. I'm telling you, I remember it being flat, and now there's this big round raised area. I was like freaking out. I never noticed that, Yeah.
No, in the comics, in the movies, it's not protruding as big, like on top, like, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
it's there though.
See, I have to share this with you guys, just so you can see what we're talking about here. Thor's hammer, apparently in this reality, has always had this circular, like, raised area on the top, and I don't remember that, folks. I'm like going, I guess, I don't know, man. To me, it never had it. What do you guys think?
So just to kind of like paint a picture.
I'm like, heck no, that was not there.
I remember the tips kind of tapering in like the way it was, but I don't remember that round thing at the top.
Yeah, and I know about the Celtic. And what is the name of that hammer? Do you remember the name?
Mirmir. I can't pronounce it.
Milnir.
Yeah.
Let's in case that spelling changes, let's go ahead and work that out right now. And let's look at a tattoo also. I know tattoo came up on there. Mjolnir is spelled Mjolnir.
Yeah.
And do you remember what his father tells him? Something about being worthy. Do you remember that statement?
Yeah, those who possess the power of Thor can wield his hammer, something like that.
If something about if they'd be worthy.
If they would be worthy, they can hold the hammer or whatever. Yeah,
see.
I can't exactly remember the movie now.
Okay, I'm gonna have to quote that now. Let's see. Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
Right, yeah. That's exactly it.
Yep.
That's why in Age of Ultron, when Captain America lifted it, he almost picked it up. It just moved a little bit because he's so pure of heart that he could. Thor kind of clenched his eyebrows and said, "Oh, you know." But you could tell he was worried that Captain America could possibly pick up the hammer.
Oh, that's so crazy because I mean, Captain America is awesome, man. I want to say he's probably one of the best Avengers. I seriously think so. I mean, he could take on anyone.
Yeah.
Look at Thor's hammer in this video clip. This is crazy. I remember this clip very well. Thor throws the hammer at his evil sister, Hela, and I remember this being completely flat. And she catches it and destroys it.
Do you have a link, Brian, so I can watch? Because I'm on my iPod and I can't see anything. You know what I mean? I just called you via the phone.
Yeah, I can shoot you. You want to join the chat? You mean?
Yeah, or where are you? Are you on a Hangout or?
Yeah, we're on a Hangout. You want to join in?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll send you a link real quick. Okay. If anyone else would like to join in, that's fine. I mean, we're open to a couple more people if you all want to join in. Anyone from the audience? We'd love to hear your view. Oh, we got people saying Hulk smash. Hey, Corey.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, if anyone else would like to join in, let me know now.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, what's going on, Corey, my brother? How you doing, my friend?
I'm here. I can hear. Not too bad. I finally gave in, Brian, because I was going to see the movie. I got my gauntlet here.
Wait, let me see the gauntlet.
I'm ready to go.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Look at everyone's got their toys. I need toys.
Yeah. You gotta have the toys, eh?
Does the gauntlet can you make the fist and then activate the crystals?
No, it's like inside. There's like a little handle. You can't even put your hand all the way in the fist. It's just like you hold it.
Pretty cool, man. I'm glad you could share it.
Yeah.
You remember where the yellow one came from, right?
Yeah, I come from Vision.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a lot of people probably still in the audience who hasn't seen it, but I don't want to
spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Hey Ty, what's going on, man? You want to join in?
Jump on in, Ty.
The water's warm. So we're talking about wrestlers here, and we're talking about our favorite superheroes here. And,
yep. I'm keeping a close eye on for Spider-Man. Again, that's my guy.
Hey, my spidey are tingling.
Yep. That's the key phrase. Yep, my spidey senses are tingling. Yeah. And so if that were their changes, which man, that would be a real letdown if that happens.
You have to go see the movie to see what happens to Spider-Man.
Oh man, Corey, you're killing me. All right, I know. I want to see you later on tonight, man. So I've got now you just got me all anxious about that. Yeah, sounds like there might be some doom.
Hey, Dalton, you want to join? Oh, That's funny. Ty said, "I'm lurking."
He's the lurker. That's a superpower.
Isn't that like the nemesis of Spidey? The lurker.
Spidey's nemesis. They're actually making a movie about it.
Venom.
Venom.
Yeah.
We are Venom.
Yeah, that's right.
I for a second, I thought he was going to say we are Legion. That would have really freaked me out. Go ahead, sorry.
Hey, yeah, I think you're right, Brian. I've seen Thor's hammer quite a few times. That little round thing on the top, it looks off. I think you're right on that. Might want to keep an eye on that. Yeah. There you go. That's what I remember.
Kiera,
that's good. Somebody drew a picture of it. Good.
I know. Kiera sent me. This is perfect. This is what I remember. Flat, nice and flat on the top.
Yep.
Another one. Look at that. You don't see it bulging out.
No, that's what I said though. Like I remember it where it's on top, but it's not visible. Like you can't see it from the side, right?
This is one of those things, guys. I need your help with. Help me if this is something you definitely remember, and you just to say if it was flat on top or if it had a bulge. I'm just telling you, I don't remember the bulge at all. And I had
looking at that one right there, Brian. That looks like it's pretty accurate. And I think the other renderings. I'm glad people are actually drawing these things out. That's pretty cool.
I know we need more artists out there, guys. Any artists in the audience? Please start making your own residue. We also have the brain. We have the amygdala, which is, by the way, in case it changes, it's Amy G. Dalla. It's AMY.
Okay, you started telling me about this one, and I'm curious what I wasn't even aware. I know a lot about but I can't say I know everything, but I've never even heard of this. And you're telling me not only did I have one, but now I have two.
Yeah.
What is that?
The amygdala is no longer singular; it's actually plural, and singular is amygdala.
Are those like ovaries in my brain or something now? What does it do?
Temporal lobes.
That right there looks like, that reminds me of the Mothman.
Yeah, it kind of does, huh? Wow. I'll put a little smiley face on it.
Looks like that little robot from Buck Rogers.
Oh, Gwiggy!
Wait, no, it's Star-Lord.
He used to say bitty, 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 G Buck. Now, but that will change now, huh? It's going to be like giggity, giggity, G Buck. I got to look back at that one.
I got to give credit on this one to Changing Matrix. She found this one. Amygdala is actually plural now, and there are two of them.
Well, I'm glad that we have people out there that know about this kind of stuff, because I would just be dumbfounded. I wouldn't know. I know it's cool to know that we have two, but what does it do?
Well, I'll tell you. She told me, first of all, she went through her medical books, and her medical pictures have changed too. The new reality. Basically, it's like an almond or tonsil. So it's in the temporal lobe of the brain of each hemisphere, and let me tell you what it does, because this is probably the most important thing. It's emotional learning. I thought this was interesting.
Is it delicious?
Is it good with fava beans? And a bottle of Chianti?
There you go. And some Chianti.
Well, let me just say what the primary function is, and this is very interesting in accordance with the Mandela effect. Basically, the amygdala perform primary roles in the formation and storage of memories associated with emotional events, which probably would explain why a lot of us Mandela affected people, we've been faced with terrible trauma in our lives, or we've been near close deaths, near death experience. There's a lot of that. I mean, we know we're not crazy. We know what we remember, so it's really interesting that this part of the brain has been changed due to the effect. So research indicates that fear conditioning, they form memory association with a stimuli, basically.
Is that where we put our repressed emotions or something like that?
Yeah. It can be.
And then it comes up with new ones. So this is what they're blaming it on, huh? They're blaming the Mandela effect on this thing. I bet this is like a new angle.
Oh man,
I
know a lot of this is a lot to take in with memories.
Okay, so this is like the new angle. Then this is what I can see. I see this coming up right now. So basically, now they give us 2. So now we're we're gonna be blaming it on this amygdala thing. Okay. That's interesting how this just appears.
Look at this.
I gotta do some research on this.
Association between stimuli and the adversive events that predict maybe. Hang on. It says, what does it say here? Hold on. Studies that show damage to the amygdala can interfere with memory that is strengthened by emotion.
Which is a majority of the things that we remember that are personal to us. So yeah, that would make a lot of sense. That I guess these things are helping to change our mind or change our memories of things, I guess, apparently, or at least retain them, or does it manipulate them in the event that we happen to have an issue that we need repressed, and then it kind of fictionalizes something and makes it into something different so we can live with ourselves. I got to do some more research on this thing because that's a concern.
Yeah.
This has a lot to do with our memories with emotion. So that's basically the bottom line here, folks. And the effect is that now there's 2. I
want to pin that one. I want to pin that. I want to do some research on that, and I'll get back to you on what I find.
All right.
Something sounds weird about that, and I definitely need to look into that. Maybe somebody else out there in the chat also wants to help me out with that as well. And we'll get back to everyone on this.
Maybe it's a thing to help us out because things are going to be so much worse in the future that they're trying to like put these in here.
We need 2 of them to repress it.
Yeah, no, but
one's gonna get full really quick.
Yeah. No, but I mean, if it says that there's a thing to for fear and stuff, especially one of your.
By the time it's all said and done, we're probably gonna need maybe a couple dozen of these things in our head.
It might affect the fight and flight theory, right? Like
about that too, the lizard brain that we have now, I guess, in the back of the brain.
Yeah,
like that.
Nice.
So this I found this site right here, The Brain Made Simple, and this may be some residue because you have to listen to it closely. It says when you think of the amygdala, you should think of one word: fear. The amygdala is the reason we are afraid of things outside our control. Notice how it says the amygdala is. If it was plural, this person would have wrote are. The amygdala are the reason we are afraid of things outside our control. I thought that was funny. But again, that may be some sort of residue.
Yeah, possibly. Possibly. Okay. Huh. What's that fun fact there?
Numerous studies have been performed where researchers use deep lesioning, thin wires inserted into the brain to remove or terminate a part of the brain to remove the amygdala of rats. After this procedure, the rats were said to have no fear of anything. What? Hey, take my amygdala out. I don't want any more fear.
Yeah. I'm good.
Heck yeah.
I'm good. Take both my amygdala out.
Crap, Brian. Sorry,
and bring on Brock Lesnar. Thor.
I'm going to get a T-shirt that says, take out the amygdala, take out the fear. There you go.
Yeah.
I like that. All right.
I forgot, Brian, that I have to do something for my dad. I totally forgot, and he's going to get pissed. I got to drop out. So
that's all right, Bob. Hey, you got priorities, and be a man of your word.
It's all good, man. Have a good chat, and if you guys are back on after, like, in about an hour, I'll probably be around, so I don't know what you guys are up to, so.
Yeah, depends on how our amygdala takes it. Who knows? I guess we'll figure this one out. But I think we'll be all right, Corey.
Right on. Take care.
All right, brother. Always good to hear from you, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Good to hear from you too. All right, bye, Corey.
Wow, that's wild, man. Okay, so the amygdala. Okay, that's definitely new for me. Just knowing that there's an amygdala is new, but now finding out there's two, so I've got double fear, huh? Double fear.
I'm anxious to see what people in the chat are saying.
Yeah,
Lazlow says, "Can you smell what the rock is cooking?" Yeah.
Yep. Can you smell? Yep.
Oh.
Let's see. Okay, so
lobotomy. Yeah, I agree.
I like the Taekwondo lobotomy. That's classic. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I think in this case, removing the amygdala is actually probably a good thing, but I don't know if I trust somebody just to go ahead and start zapping things in my brain. Yeah, maybe not a good thing. Oh, is that Salted? Hey, what's up, bud? How you doing, man?
Hey, Salty. Good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, good to see you, man. Love your channel. Love all your videos. So.
Good to see you.
And then if we can, since we're talking about body things, I think the new one, the
spleen, I think, right, Troy?
The spleen, yeah, the spleen. Okay, so this is one that that was kind of weird. I know that the spleen.
Are you there, Troy?
Just you store blood, and that was one of the. So if you had a or whatever, they could take blood from your spleen. But apparently now it's also producing oxygen, which allows a person to stay underwater or at least hold your breath for an extended period of time. So that was one thing that. Credit to Eva. I don't you talking about this, which often anyways, like in a pool and I'm swimming long distances or whatever. But understand could hold their breath than they were able to before. I think that the record was right.
I can hear about every other word.
I know Houdini.
Yeah, didn't Houdini didn't he rupture his spleen or something like that in the
what's that?
What happened to Houdini when he was in the when he was encased?
Well, what happened?
The water case.
I think
he tried to do the escape scene.
I forget exactly what the circumstances were, but he ended up getting punched in the stomach, and they ruptured something just before he did the trick, and that's how he died. He actually died doing a trick where he's supposed to be holding his breath, trying to escape. That's my memory of that. I know that the time period for holding your breath was not nearly what it is now. Now I think that the record for holding your breath is somewhere around 15 plus minutes, which I thought if a person was to have no oxygen going to their brain in I'm trying to recall what the time period was, but there could be irreversible brain damage. One of the exceptions to that rule is frozen down your saving.
I can hear about every other word. I don't know why it's messing up. It's probably the AI. They don't like us talking about this stuff.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So what I was saying is that, before, I know that if you hold your breath for too long, essentially you start, you start losing your brains. You start losing brain cells, and it could be irreversible. I know the only way that that could really, the only exception to that rule was if you're falling like a frozen lake or something like that. It slows down the heart rate, kind of freezes things, slows your body down.
That's like one of the only ways that that could actually save you. But now apparently you're able to hold your breath without any damage to your brain cells for, I mean, people are doing this for upwards, past 15 minutes.
Oh my God.
Time. And one of the main reasons is that the spleen is producing oxygen. It's actually able to pump oxygen into your brain, which that was not a fact. That never happened before.
No.
Again, yeah, that's pretty weird. So that's a new function of the spleen. I thought that was rather odd to have that, because I know it didn't have that kind of function before. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody out there. Is that
no. Oxygen-rich blood cells, they usually come from the heart, arterial blood.
Right.
And no. So you're telling me we have a reserve air tank in our bodies called the spleen?
Exactly. So it's able to produce oxygen, which is weird because I've never heard that before, the spleen having that kind of a function. So that's new. That's new for me. It's definitely an ME for sure. So that's definitely a new function for an organ that I had never heard it doing that before. And I'm looking into the function of the appendix now too, and that's got some pretty wild functions. In fact, it has some bearing on the fetus, and it actually has some of the functions that now it's not irrelevant. It actually plays a role in the in lymphites and stuff like that for your body, for has to do with your hormones and such. But now there's like more of a function where it isn't something where if they figured out that there was a problem, they wouldn't just remove it, because it's also like let's just say, for example, you had a problem with your sphincter muscle. Well, they can actually go ahead and they can utilize that to repair your sphincter muscle and all that kind of stuff too. So these are new features, to control like bladder functions as well. So it's actually having, I mean, again, this could just be new technology. I'm not doubting that these things can be discovered, but just having these irrelevant organs now playing a vital role. They're re-looking at these bodily organs as having much more of a larger factor, and that's new to me too, because I always thought that you could really pretty much do away with your appendix.
Which one is it, Troy, that gets affected if you eat too much fried chicken? They say. Which one is that? Is that the appendix?
It's a good question. I'm not certain.
What's the one that's right below the liver? Is that the appendix?
Well, let's pull it up. Let's just take a look at that.
Yeah, we can look at a picture.
Because my sister actually had her appendix taken out. Her appendix burst, and she almost died actually because of that thing. So, I probably should have looked into that a long time ago, but again, I wasn't really going down that route. I was letting doctors kind of handle that. Figured if an appendix bursts and it's causing you to die, you got to take that sucker out. But now it's playing more of a.
There's one. What? Oh, okay. The gallbladder.
That gallbladder.
Let's show the picture real quick. All right, you guys took Anatomy 101, right?
There we go. Let's see.
Do you guys remember the liver being in two different pieces and being that large?
No way. Nope, the liver was always in one. That's weird. Yeah, gallbladder, that looks about right. It's a little right. It's a little pod.
Yeah, it looks about right.
Now, where's your spleen?
Spleen's up in here. Do you remember being here?
Spleen. Yeah.
Okay, here's the appendix. It's at the end of the is it the duodenum? This big,
yeah.
The large intestine. It's at the end of the large intestine. the appendix.
Okay, so that's what they remove. That was like the useless organ.
One of my teachers when I was in school had their gallbladder removed, but there's one that if you eat too much, like fried chicken, usually you have to have it removed.
Ask the chat if anybody knows what that is.
Anybody know what that is?
Somebody's got to know. More of a, I mean, I'm taking a little bit of, yeah, I know bone structure and stuff like that. I'm not really too good at organs, so I couldn't really say for a fact.
Okay, gallbladder helps process fats. That's what Dan says.
Okay.
Hey, Dan.
Okay.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Seeker of Truth says he remembers the gallbladder being above and behind the liver.
Yeah, I remember it was behind the liver as well.
Okay.
The gallbladder is
okay.
bile.
I'm just reading some of the chat. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. So anyways, the spleen produces oxygen now. So I guess for you, you fall into the water or whatever, you can hold your breath for a lot longer. You know, you can
I never tried something to definitely try this summer.
Yeah, no kidding, huh? Yeah, I don't think I want to start holding my breath just yet.
You know, don't hold your breath.
Right, exactly. Yeah, don't hold your breath. Well, you know,
what are you going to say now? Do hold your breath?
Exactly. That could be a 15-minute time limit. We'll take care of that 15 minutes. Just hold your breath. So that's cool. Okay, good. Well, we can, you know, I don't know what relevance that's going to be for, but, you know, maybe there's going to be, you know, something where we're going to need to hold our breath here. Who knows? I mean, hopefully not a flood. That would suck. So if so, we'll have a good amount of time to figure stuff out. So that's interesting. Oh, preliminal. There he is. How you doing, bub?
How you doing? Preliminal.
He's got such an interesting name. I know.
It is interesting.
He has like the tongue twister name. Preliminal. So that's interesting. Hey, let me ask a question here, guys. I wonder if anyone knows. I broached this subject earlier, and I'm not sure. Wait, did I get permission to talk about it? Maybe I don't know. I'll bring it up. Judy Garland. Does anybody here remember when Judy Garland died? Like how old she was, approximately, if you don't know exactly.
Don't tell me that changed.
Yeah, it did. And I know about this because I had an ex that was all about the classic actors and actresses and stuff, and she really dug on, Judy Garland and Audrey Hepburn and all those actresses way back when. So this is one that I knew fairly well. Okay, we got 59. Okay, that seems a little older than what I recall. I remember having a bout. She had a bout with alcoholism and drugs and stuff. I know that she was struggling heavily with that. That her daughter is Liza Minnelli. And that's actually that's an Emmy too. Her name is now different. She's actually picked up an extra N for her name. Liza did.
Who?
So Liza Minnelli. The way I remember her name spelling was Minelli. That's the way I recall it. So now that's different.
What is it?
She's gained an N. And then who was it? Was it Ariana? I think that lost one.
No. She didn't have two N's in her name, did she?
She didn't have two N's. Now she does. Liza Minnelli.
What? So she spells it Liza and then Minnelli, Minelli.
Yeah, Minnelli.
Oh my god. What is going on?
So that's Judy Garland's daughter. I know that she had Judy had her pretty early on. I want to say that she had to be in her late 30s when she died.
So Liza Minnelli, that was Judy Garland's daughter?
Correct.
And you're also saying the other effect is Judy Garland died. When did she die, Judy Garland?
I want to say late 30s. That's what I remember anyhow. I want to say 37. If I was to place a timestamp, but now she was older. So that's all right. She got a little bit more life out of her. Yeah, that was
24 to 1969 is the year she was active.
Yeah, I know she went silent for a long time. That was like her big role was Wizard of Oz.
She died of a barbiturate. Barbiturate.
Yeah, barbiturate.
Wait, I thought it was barbiturate. It's barbiturate. Barbiturate.
What? Is it? Wait, look that up too. Is it barbiturate?
I thought it was barbiturate.
It was barbiturate. Is that like a different kind? Barbiturate?
No, I thought it was barbiturate. Now it's barbiturate.
Barbiturate. Oh boy, I'm always finding all kinds of stuff. Oh, every time you open something up, it's different. Oh man, you're searing holes in the fabric of time. Let's say, you're peeling back the layers here, Brian. Okay, yeah, barbiturate. That's a new one for me too. So that's weird. Okay, barbiturate.
Oh, I can't focus because it's like everything leads to another, you know.
I know it's like it's all over the place now. That's so weird. So Judy Garland, from what I recall, I want to say she was like right around 37 when she died. She died of a drug overdose, so that makes sense. The barbiturate. And Liza Minnelli, her daughter, she was basically without a mom. And I know she was raised, you know, by other family members and such. I think I want to say she was quite resentful of her mom for falling into that whole thing. She struggled with that for quite some time, but I don't think to the point where she added an N to her name. So that's weird. That's weird. So I want to find out what's the chat saying. Do they remember anything like that, or does anybody know? Does anybody like that kind of thing?
Hey, you want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
Apparently, USA Today has come out with a new survey. Apparently, 3 out of 4 people make up 75% of the population.
Is that what they're saying? Oh, I love it. Oh man, that's very strange.
Here's another one for you. Since we're talking about body parts here, constipated people don't give a crap.
Oh, Brian, I love you, man.
I'm dying over here.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love it, man. Hey, speaking of surveys, you know, it's funny. I forget exactly where I heard this. I want to give somebody credit, but I don't remember who said this. But they did a survey over there in Europe, and I guess they tallied a large number of straight white guys, and they asked them if they would spoon another man, if they would actually, you know, if they have or would. And the survey came out as 90. I think it was like, it was high. It was like between 93 and 95 straight men said that they would actually enjoy being spooned by another man.
Wait, how much? 90%?
93 to 95% of straight men said that they would enjoy having another man spoon them. Now, I don't know what's going on with this narrative here, but I think a lot of, I think they're really pushing that agenda on a lot of people. And I'm wondering about the credibility of that and if there's any way to validate that, because that seemed like such a phenomenally high number. I'll tell you, I can't see 95% of straight white men saying, yeah, it's all right. I'd be good with having another man like spoon me. I don't know. It just you know, maybe it's a thing over there. I don't know. I mean, I've been over there, and I'll tell you, you know, I don't think there's a bunch of dudes over there that are looking to be spooned. That's just not the way it seems. But then again, who knows what reality I'm in now, man? You know, it seems there's a lot of new characters.
I heard something like wasn't it like in Russia or one of those other countries? Like guys are comfortable kissing each other on the lips. That's just gross.
It's so funny you say that. Yeah, that's the Russian politician. That's very strange. Yeah, that's very strange. In fact, that's been a thing that's been going on, I guess, amongst like the not just politicians, but I guess the elite, that they actually like, that's one of their customs, is not just because what I always remember, I mean, I knew they used to kiss each other on the cheek, kind of like the Italians would do, but now they've taken it up a notch, and they actually do mouth kisses, and they're like longing kisses too, not like you know, like tongue and stuff, but I mean, if you look at it, you know, they're actually like that look of like longing to get that kiss is definitely on their face.
Before I leave this page, I wanted to discuss real quick Judy Garland's real name.
Yeah.
Ethel Gumm, spells Gumm. Born June 10th, 1922, Grand Rapids, Minnesota. She died June 22nd, 1969, age 47, in Chelsea, London, England. It's interesting that the number 22 pops up a lot with her. But yeah, what was I going to look up? Oh yeah, let me take it off screen share for just a sec. About the, I guess we don't need graphics, but you guys take our word for it. Some of the weird things going on in Europe and Asia with royalty and stuff of that nature.
Yep. And then I think we were going to cover a topic last Friday, which you never got around to because we had other things that were kind of like, you know, other topics that were flowing. I thought another one too was some of the genitals of animals now are becoming prehensile, which I thought was kind of wild. That's a new one too. I don't know if we should cover that one just yet. Maybe that one could be put on the back burner. But I thought that was pretty unique because I've never known animals to have their genitalia actually hold on to stuff. Huh. It's a new one for me.
We have a preliminal. Wait, I want to make sure I say that right. Minimal. The Van Gogh painting change. One that had a bandage on his ear. Now, wasn't there something interesting about Van Gogh? Like, yeah,
I know a lot about this one. In fact, he had cut off his ear himself, and he had actually given his ear to a girlfriend. I guess that was, you know, I don't know what kind of, you know, he was probably, you know, on drugs or something. And I know he was probably suffering from bouts of depression. Maybe he wanted her to, you know, to listen to what he had to say. You know, who knows what was going through his mind? But then my recollection is that Van Gogh cut off his own ear. He gave it to a girlfriend. She freaked out. It never worked out in his favor. So the story now has changed.
Yes.
Yeah, apparently now it was one of his buddies that it was like another famous painter of the time. I guess they had some kind of duel where his buddy went ahead and sliced off his ear, and they vowed never to talk about it. You know, and you know, he kept that under wraps. I mean, come on. You know, his ear anyways for a little bit. No pun intended there, but you know, he really did. And then I guess this point in time, instead of giving it to a girlfriend, he actually wrapped up his ear and he gave it to a prostitute, who then I guess called the authorities and said, "Hey, some dude just handed me an ear," you know, and that was kind of the story that's the new running theme anyways of what happened. So that has definitely changed. It's not what I recall at all.
I'm sorry about that. This it's one of these websites from History Channel. They like to pop up with a little ad in the beginning.
Oh, cool.
We have the actual story here, just in case this changes. Probably a good idea we go over it.
Yep, let's hear it.
Okay. So basically, Van Gogh chops off his ear December 23rd, not 1988, 1888. Okay, make that clear. He had severe depression. He cut off the lower part of his left ear. Wait, the lower part? I thought he chopped off his whole ear.
Well, he got his whole ear. Well, this is changing again.
No.
Okay. Now it's saying that he did it again. Okay, cool. Let's hear it.
How many of you guys remembered his whole ear?
Yeah, he definitely cut off his whole ear.
Oh, this is crazy. Okay.
This is kind of like the Mike Tyson and Vander Holyfield, where Mike Tyson actually bit off a nice little chunk of his ear and spit it on the ground. Now that didn't even happen.
No, that didn't even happen now. He just kind of nibbles on it.
Yep, nibbled on it. Well, he caused it to bleed, but he didn't bite it off in this reality, which is really weird because I remember he actually bit it and spit it on the mat.
He documented the event in a painting called The Self-Portrait with Bandaged Ear. Let's look at that real quick. Yeah, I don't want to stay on here too long because I know it's during the week. It's a school night for most people.
Yep.
And go. This is the self-portrait of him and his bandaged ear. I wonder if that changed due to the effect. Yeah, you as you can kind of see here, he still got majority of his ear. Like you can still see it like sort of bumped out a little bit because something's there. So apparently that probably shifted. Okay, so here's the real story. Let's find out. Hold on. I want to make sure I get it right. Okay, so in 1888, Van Gogh rented a house in Arles, France. It's in the southern part. He hoped to find an artist colony and be less of a burden to his brother. And once he was there, Van Gogh painted vivid scenes from the countryside as well as still lifes, including his famous sunflower series. Which wait a second now. Remember the sunflowers changed, right, Troy? Troy, you there?
Yeah, right here. They actually went to a Fibonacci pattern.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. And
yeah, that's weird. I'd like to see that painting.
I know. We'll look at that.
I'm wondering, the picture of the Scream, the name of that has changed too.
Mm-hmm. And let's see, his friend Gogh came with him in Arles, and the two men worked together for almost 2 months. And however, tensions developed, and on December 23rd, in a fit of dementia, Van Gogh threatened his friend with a knife before turning it on himself and mutilating his earlobe. It was
that's weird. Okay, yeah, that's definitely a change. Absolutely, it was. In fact, we talked about this a while back. I should go back and talk about and see if I can dig this up, because I talked about this before. It was actually, they got into an argument. They actually got into like a little duel, and his buddy Gogh actually lopped off his ear. They thought it was kind of a humorous thing. They swore they weren't going to talk about it or make a big deal of it. Now he's doing it to himself again. Okay,
and it says the key word allegedly here. Afterward, he allegedly wrapped up the ear and gave it to a prostitute at a nearby brothel. Following the incident, Van Gogh was hospitalized in Arles, France, and then checked himself into a mental institution in Saint Remy for a year. During his stay in Saint Remy, he fluctuated between periods of madness and intense creativity. Wow. And that's where he did Starry Night. He did his best work, Starry Night and Irises. Well, I was never told that he did Starry Night while he was in an institution. What?
No. Then again, I don't know. In this reality, maybe,
Yeah. Well, he was plagued with despair and loneliness. And July 27th, 1890, he shot himself, and he died 2 days later, age 37. Oh, that's
shot himself, huh? Okay.
All right. So,
okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's changed. So we had to have shifted somewhere recently, because
it wasn't too long ago when we talked about this. It had to be within a month, and that whole storyline has changed. So definitely within a couple months, something had changed. Let's check out those sunflowers really quick. I want to see if those are there have changed too.
I'm trying to see it. 1889. Let's see some of these pictures. Actually, they look very. Yeah, you can kind of see it right here in some of these. They got like the middle is a different color now. Like it's got two-tone. So weird, man.
This is supposed to be a sunflower. Boy, you really didn't pay too much attention to what a sunflower looks like there, huh?
I guess not.
No. Looks like a... Huh.
You see how
that looks more like it.
They're two-tone now. Like, they used to be all one color in the
yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, exactly. Now you just kind of mashed a whole bunch in there. This looks like maybe some dried out chrysanthemums or something. Or mums.
The point is, what is causing this? I mean, you got to think though. If you were the creator, how are you going to wake up people? I think.
Well, again, everyone has like things that they throughout their life that they glom onto that they I mean, look, throughout life we all have our own hobbies and things that we enjoy. So these are the things that you're going to know. So it's got to be across the board of something that when you look at it, it looks off. So these are like, I just think the little telltales to wake people up, and it has to be across the board. It can't just be in one particular area because, not everyone's going to be attracted to that one particular thing. So it certainly has to be, in all different areas and all different genres and all different realms. So that way, it's going to, stand out.
Stranger things will definitely occur. Well, it goes along with the Lord Fry Bread's right on. I mean, it's just like that show Stranger Things. They talk about this mirror world or the upside down world.
Taekwondo, sunflower, madman.
I felt like we had to come together and talk tonight, Troy.
Yeah.
Come on with me, mostly because I was upset about Thor's hammer. That really.
Yeah. I'm going to go check out that movie here. So I'm intrigued to find out what happens to my Spidey. Hopefully he makes that alive, and all is well for that dude. It really sucked if something did happen to him, but I don't want to know. I'll find out myself.
We look forward to a lot of many new effects to come. Guys, just be open and please come join us.
Well, everyone's awake. Everyone that we talk to, they're very much awake. Everyone's memories may not be the same as the next one. So again, when we mention things that don't seem applicable to what your remembrances are, it doesn't mean that they're false. And that's one thing that we can appreciate everyone that has those different memories as well, because again, these are things that we've known throughout our lifetime that we hold personal. There's many things in our life that we just know, and we can recite them back, and when those change, we know. So that being said, is that keeping an open mind to the people out there that are going through things. We try to to reach every one of you guys and let you all know that because it doesn't we don't necessarily see what you're seeing doesn't mean it's not true. So this thing is definitely real, and we're seeing it. I'm seeing a ton of it all the time, and it's good to have a community like you guys out here that's also seeing it and experiencing it and speaking up, and helping out the people that are just waking up as well.
Well, here's something to think about. There's an interesting quote here. Let's see. Once you can accept the universe as matter expanding into nothing, that is something, wearing stripes with plaid comes easy.
I like it.
Oh, wow. Here's something. Chuck Norris frequently donates blood to the Red Cross, just never his own.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
Nice.
oh man,
Good.
I used to love Chuck Norris jokes. I had forgotten how funny they were.
Me too. Me too. Good for him. What a good guy. Always willing to donate someone else's blood. Good for him.
Well, we'll hope to see you guys Friday. We'll be talking. Be having probably open table night.
Yep.
We'll see how everything goes. And
yep, we got 4 days, and I'm sure within that 4 days, there's going to be a lot more to talk about. So,
and you all
get ready. We're gonna probably have a nice little buffet of things.
Email me MandelaEffectAwareness@gmail.com. And if you'd like to be on the show as one of the guests in the discussion, please let me know as well. Again, thank you, everyone. Have a great Mandela Effect night. God bless.
God bless y'all.
I'm going to lead out with some music here. What kind of music should I play, Troy?
Maybe some Stone Temple.
Really, what song?
Plush.
What? Plush?
Plush.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.